we are going to actually review the pre-made decks that are in the Hearthstone client because they just updated it yesterday, and I didn't realize actually that they were in the actual client. So we'll take a look at it. We'll start with the warrior and go all the way down to priest, right? Why not? So here they are, and it looks like they added one card to this one. Whatever. Drop the Ankar. So this is obviously their pirate warrior that they're creating. So Sky Raider, Celsi Deckhand, 2 Town Crier upgrade, Bloodsail Raider, Treasure Brigand. I can't talk. Ankar, Live Wire Lance, Skybarge, Celsi Captain, Dread Corsair, Horde Pillager, Korkan Elites, Restless Mummy, Arcanite Reaper, Captain Greenskin, and Leroy Jenkins. So, I'm going to actually look mine up quickly. And what we could do is kind of compare the two. As, I did create something, you know, I did create a Pirate Warrior. And I'm curious what mine looks like. I know mine's a little, I think, more aggressive than this one. Just from what I'm remembering. Actually, I wonder if I could get this to switch over. Let's see here. It's too much work. So, we can go like this, though. Maybe. Oh, never mind. It's not going to work because I have a different thing up. Whatever. So, my difference between this deck is... Well, I have an Inner Rage in mine, but that's mainly because I have Bloodsword and Mercenary in my deck. Because I feel like that there's some, you know, for a little burst with like Leroy Jenkins, or maybe you want to do double Skybarge. Obviously, that's like one of the most powerful cards. And then I have the Blazing Battle Mage as like an early game kind of push. I don't actually have Celsi Deckhand, because I don't believe Celsi Deckhand is that great. I know it is a pirate, but it's only got 1 health, and it's so easy to kill off. You play it on turn 1, it's like, it could just get pinged down. I don't know, it's not really my favorite. So I want a little less pirate-based and a little more all-in on like damage, where they kind of went a little more control with like the rush minions. So I think both are actually doable. I do not agree with this upgrade, personally. To me, upgrade is a good card, but for like, I mean, your main card here is Ankar, right? I mean, this is like kind of what you're like building this around. I mean, without this and Skybarge, the deck is almost useless, right? But because of that, I feel like you don't need to upgrade it just for one more attack when you have your Horde Pillager, which they only have 1 of also, which I do not agree with at all. Even if you're going to do like, you know, you get Arcanite Reaper, a 4-mana 4/2 plus you get a 5/2 weapon, or you get a, you know, Live Warrior Lance. I mean, that's such an insane value. It's almost stupid to not play this card. At least double. So I do not know what they're thinking about for this. So I do think there's some adjustments to be made within this deck, but overall I do think this is like a solid build. You know, a couple of changes I would say would make this like really good. Okay, go to Shaman. Shaman should be interesting. Shaman has some pretty good stuff. What is the 1 card they added in this? Nithog. Yeah, whatever. Okay, so Galakron's Fury, obviously a Galakron deck. We got double Mutate, it's kind of interesting. Invocation of Frost, Sludge Slurper, Storm's Wrath, Surging Tempest, Metallic Burst, Lickum, Sandstorm Elemental, Devoted Maniac, Thunderhead, Vecina Bloodlust, Corrupt Elementalist, Dragon's Pack, Kronk's Dragonhoof, Galakron the Tempest, 2 Mogu Flesh Shapers, and Shutterwalk. You know, I actually don't mind how this is built. It is different than what I ended up coming up with. So, once again, I will try to look up this quick. Obviously, it sucks because I can't like just show you it. I mean, I guess I could show you it, but I'd be like switching back and forth, and it's kind of a pain. So I'll just kind of like tell you the few differences, because there's really not, for the most part, they have like the base, I would say. But other than that, there's some differences. Okay, so mine is a quest shaman. So this doesn't have the quest, obviously. And I was rolling with all like the battle cry stuff, because if you look at the all of the stuff that invoke, they're all for the most part battle cries. So corrupt elements, elementalist, and devoted maniac. Obviously, this isn't a battle cry, but whatever, it's not a big deal. I do think that it's okay. We'll see what this does here. So there are a few changes I think I could do in my deck, but for the most part, this is like drastically different. I do think that it's not bad. So it's kind of like a little more token based in this version. You got a lot more of the lower end minions, and you're able to get like the Fatalic Burst, like these like 1/1 sparks, just like with Thunderhead and everything. But is that worth it? I think it is cool because you're able to buff them up with like, you know, such a small card like Storm's Wrath, and you know, Vicina, well, all that. But like, if you're running a decent amount of overload stuff, obviously you are, because you're running Vicina and Thunderhead. I mean, why aren't you running the new elemental card, the Cumulo Maximus, the 5-mana 5/5 elemental? If you have an overload, you deal 5 damage. I feel like that may be a little bit of a mistake, but overall, I'm going to be honest, I don't think this is that bad at all. Mutate may be a little interesting, but I know it does work well with like Mogu Flesh Shaper, but we'll see. I think this is actually a pretty solid list too. Kind of impressed. I'm impressed with the two. They're definitely, usually, okay, back in the day when I would do this, I mean, they were drastically worse, you know, like, I mean, the decks, there would be like 1 out of 9 decks that were actually useful. Okay, whoops, I did not mean to do that. Gotta go back here. That was my bad. Okay, I just want to see what the 2 new cards are in this. Just Dragon's Horde. Yeah, whatever. Okay, so for Rogue, Galakron's Guile. Let's see here. Actually, I think I have a Galakron deck for Rogue. Let me check that out quick. Yes, I do. Okay. So just got that up so I can look at it, get prepared. So we got Backstab, Preparation, Praise Galakron, Evo Cable Rat, Viscerate, one Novice Engineer, Edwin Van Cleef, Evil Miscreant, Questing Adventure. Ooh, spicy. You know, I didn't even think about it. Questing Adventure. That's actually pretty good. Seal Fate SI 7 Agent, Devoted Maniac, Spirit of the Shark, only one of. Umbral Skulker, Leroy, Shield of Galakron, Heist Baron, Togwaggle, Galakron the Nightmare, and Sprint. Ooh, I like it. The only thing I gotta say about this, I'm not even looking at my deck because I actually like this a lot. I will look at it in a minute, but the only thing I'll say is maybe you don't run Sprint. Sprint's a little too heavy, and like drawing the cards for, you know, for 7 mana. I feel like you're going to generate a lot of minions and cards in your hand from the Evil Miscreant, your invocations. You know, when you invoke Galakron, I mean, you get a lackey, so there's a lot of lackey generation in this deck. And because of that, I think it's, you know, that's why the Questing Adventure is real nice. Questing Adventure is going to be buffed up very quickly because you got a lot of stuff. Plus, you got the Umbral Skulker with the coins. Actually, it's not a bad idea. Let's see what I ended up building, right? I'll tell you what mine is. So, mine has a few differences. I have double Shadow Step within my deck, because my thought was you Shadow Step the Heist Bear and Togwaggle to get a lot of value also from the lackeys. I also have Flick Skyshiv, the new legendary for the 6 mana 4/4. Battlecry, destroy a minion and all copies of it. I think that is pretty essential. I would say that you can probably swap something out for that. And I also have a lot of like the Hench Clan Burglar, the Blink Fox, Underbelly Fence. So mine's kind of like a thief slash lackey rogue. It's kind of what I was playing beforehand. So I do think that there is a difference. I honestly think, looking at it, oh, the other card they're not playing is Kronk's Dragonhoof. That's a big mistake too, I think. But overall, I honestly have to say, I think that this list might be better than what mine is. I really like it. I mainly like the questing adventure, and that's kind of like, I would say, my go-to right now. Is just, I think the questing adventure is like spicy enough to work with all the lackey generation, and you get the coins from the Umbral Skulker. Now, Novice Engineer is interesting. Maybe that's something you also swap out, and that's like where you add the Flick Sky Shiv and Kronk's Dragonhoof. I think maybe you swap out Sprint and Novice Engineer for those two. Possibly. That's the possibility right there. So I actually really like that. That's probably my favorite one that I've seen so far. Okay. Go to Paladin. One of my favorites. Let's see what the difference is in this one. What big 3 cards they add here. They added Dragon Queen Alexstrasza, Bronze Explorer, and Amber Watcher. Wonderful. So this is obviously the all Paladin deck. You got Crystology, Glowtron, Righteous Cause, Argent Protectors, Crystal Kangor, Micro Mummy, Sandwasp Queen, Subdue, Bronze Explorer, Skyclaw. Did I already say Skyclaw? I don't know what I said. Blessing of Kings, Consecration, Lightford Zealot, Pharaoh's Blessing, Skyforge Crusader, and Tyrion. Man, I don't know how good this deck's gonna be, to be honest. That's like my biggest problem. It's not a bad little list. I did come up with my own. I guess I'll pull that up really quickly and see if I have anything decent. I might have even deleted it, to be honest, because it was pretty rough. Dragon, nope. Side quest, was it side quest? No, not side quest. I did not. I must have deleted it. I must have started making it, and I was like, screw that. All right, yeah. So to me, I mean, this is the Trump's words, Paladin, right? And Paladin to me isn't worth what you sacrifice. Yes, this is an amazing card. Yes, this is an amazing card. But the only reason why I don't feel like that they're good enough is because you don't want to play all Paladin cards. So probably the least exciting for me. All right, didn't make any changes to these. Now, what do we have here? Dragonbane's Devastation. So we have Dwarven Sharpshooter, Secret Keeper, Springpaw, Toxic Reinforcements, Explosive Trap, Freezing Traps, Phase Stalker, Pressure Plate, Rat Trap, Dig Trap, Snipe, Sunreaver Spy, Animal Companion, Eaglehorn Bow, Mask Contender, Dragonbane, Houndmaster Shaw, Hyena Alpha, and Leroy Jenkins, Subject 9. Ooh, Secret Hunter also. You know, was going to look into it a little bit. Ended up not, but I do like it. I don't have anything close to Secret Hunter, so I can't really compare it. I only have like a Toxic Reinforcement kind of addition to a deck, but that's more like, you know, that's more aggressive. This isn't Secret Hunter, but Secret Hunter, you know, it's not bad. I would say, I don't know, Dwarven Sharpshooter is a good card, but I don't know if it's like 100% worth it. Houndmaster Shaw also is kind of interesting. I know it's good stats, good like body and everything. Good, you know, it's a good card, but there's not really too many things I feel like you'd really be doing. I mean, Springfall already has Rush. Other than your like Snake Trap and maybe your Rat Trap, I guess. I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe with Toxic Reinforcement, maybe that's why it's useful. You drop him down. It's like a 6-mana play. You already got 2. You've already used your hero power twice, and then what you do is you drop drop Houndmaster Shaw, your hero power at 6, and then you get 3 1/1 Leopard Gnomes with Rush possibility. But yeah, I mean, I like it. I think it's interesting. I would say that's maybe the weakest part right here, and then I don't know how good this is. This is such a control tool, and I don't know if you're going to be trying to control everything with your hero power. Maybe you are. Maybe I'm completely wrong. I mean, obviously dealing 2 damage with your hero power is amazing. I'm just not sure. I mean, I guess what it is maybe you control the board with your hero power and you're able to buff things up with Secret, but I mean, that's such a late game move, right? It's so much later than what, than like turn 1, 2, and 3. I'm thinking that's where you may run into a little bit of problem. Yeah. It's interesting. I definitely think it's worth trying out, but I'm not 100% sure how well it will do. Alright, let's go to Druid. Oh, man. The Treant deck's got a couple differences. Alright, so I'm gonna just give my opinion on this because this is pretty different. So this is significantly different to the point where it's like the Hunter deck. I mean, there's 7 new cards. So Trees Are Friends, this is the last deck I built, and for myself, I think that there's a couple cards I can already see that aren't worth throwing in. And personally, it's Tree Speaker. So Tree Speakers to me are a little rough. And the reason is... Sorry, I'm pulling up this. Where the hell did I put it? Oh, here it is. Tree and Druid. So here's the thing, my mentality on it. So mine is a little different. Mine may be a little more on the tree synergy side, but I think what it is I don't believe this is worth playing because transform into 5/5 Ancients, and if you play Goru the Might Tree, I mean you're buffing it by 1. Also, if you play Forbiddeness Floop, then it's +2, and they become 4/4s. And every time that you get this battle cry off, you know, if you cheat it out or something like that, you're going to be losing value from Tree Speaker. So to me, I just honestly don't know how useful it is. Plus, I'm gonna be honest, it's kind of hard to actually get Tree Speaker to be super great. So it's kind of my thought. But anyways, somebody is opening packs. Anyways, let's see. I forgot that I could do that too. I might do that. We'll see. Overall, so let's go through the rest. Okay, Acorn Bearers, Tree Enforcements, Dendrologists, Power of the Wild, Shrubadier, whatever it is. Bees, Blessing of Ancients, Landscaping, Savage Roars, Soul of Forest, Whispering Woods, Aeroponics, Force of Nature, Tree Speaker, Gore the Might, Force Aid, and Mulch Muncher. So, I mean, if I were to change anything in this, I would, if you want to keep some of it for the most part, I would add 1 more Blessing of the Ancients here. And then I would probably take out 1 of these Tree Speakers. And that's like bare minimum changes, I would say. Right? Secondly, I think maybe adding a second Dendrologist also is probably useful. I don't know why there's only 1. Just like a solid 2-drop plus, you know, discover a spell. Not bad at all. And I think also adding a second Forest Aid would be also on the positive side, because then adds more opportunities to have, you know, large spells in your hand too. Oh my god, they don't have the Garden Gnome. I would say take out Whispering Woods, add Garden Gnome, and you add the Forest Aid. Because like that's kind of like my thought. Yes, Whispering Woods is nice. It adds a flood to the board, and you can use Soul of the Forest on it. But also, I mean, I would rather guarantee the treants with Garden Gnome. So I think this is going to be good, but I think that there's better out there. So yeah. But anyways, Ysera's Dream Defenders, another druid one that we get to look at. So we got Double Breath of Dreams, Archery Witch Doctor, Wrath, Bees, Ferocious Howl, Scale Rider, Fluminous Flute, Fritz Kindle Roost, Scaleworm, Swipe, Twilight Drake, Cobalt Spellkin, Dragonmaw Scorcher, Emerald Explorer, Nourish, Crowd Roaster, Twin Tyrant, and Ysera Unleashed. I don't mind it. My only thing is I feel like you could take advantage of a couple other cards that are in the Druid package. So and that is actually a side quest. I think Strength in Numbers, which is the side quest of spend 10 mana on minions and you summon a minion from your deck. I mean, you have such big guys anyways. They're all big boys. Why not do it? And even if you pull something that's not that great, I mean, it's a 1 mana whatever. Obviously, Fire Tree Witch Doctor would be the worst one, but like, you know, even if you pulled like, you know, Cobalt Spellkin, it's not bad. I mean, it's a 1 mana 3/5. But what I would say is then if you're doing that, you adjust the whole deck. So I mean, realistically, there's a lot of adjustments that you would make to make use of that side quest. I just personally think the side quest is cool enough in a dragon deck because there are a lot of big boys. So I guess this is just another way to build it, and I personally don't like this. I don't care much at all for this deck. I would rather do it the way that I built it, which is with the a lot bigger cards, more spell heavy in the early game, bigger boys down in the end game. Just worry about it that way. That's kind of my mentality. Warlock. Already know it's going to be Galakron. It's not. Wow. Alright, well, Handlock. Okay, Handlock. Mortal Coil. 1 Mortal Coil. Sinister Deal. Spirit Bomb. Doomsayer, Nether Breath. Dark Skies. I don't know about this card, to be honest. It might be better. I don't know how I'm rating it. Ring Farseer, that's old school. Twilight Drake. Crazed Netherwing. Dragonmaw Scorcher. Ziliax, Abyssal Summoner. Arsani Broodmother. I don't know. Broodmother, whatever. Kartut Defender. Lord Godfrey. Valdris. Zeraku. Yeah, the warps, whatever. And Mountain Giant. I would say it's not too bad, but the thing that I would like to see mainly in this deck would be Plot Twist. I think Plot Twist with Broodmother is really powerful for your heals and just making things generating your cards that you may want, because you're obviously going to have a lot of cards in hand. This is a handlock. I want to see something here. Okay, yeah. I don't know. Dark Skies is interesting. I'm wondering if why you play Dark Skies is because you play almost nothing early game. I mean, you're pretty much tapping on turn 2, probably on turn 3. And then turn 4, you're wanting to play Twilight Drake, maybe Mountain Giant if you have the mana. And then after that, you're doing whatever you can on turn 5. So basically the first guy you're dropping is going to be Mountain Giant. So you're going to be taking some damage. You need the heal. I think Plot Twist is the way that you get enough heal to really guarantee it. Crazed Netherwing obviously is great for board control, but you're also damaging yourself. So yeah, I like it. I maybe would just Spirit Bomb When did Spirit Bomb go to 1 mana? Anyways, maybe Spirit Bomb? I don't know. We'll see. Spirit Bomb's pretty amazing at 1 mana, though. I mean, you're doing 4 damage to yourself, but you're able to take anything out. I don't remember when that turned to 1 mana. Alright, Mage. Let's see what they changed here. Azure Explorer, Rolling Fireball, and Dragon Queen. Yeah, it's not surprising. Aspect of the Arcane. 2 Arcane Breaths, Book of Specters. So obviously this is a minion heavy one. Fire Tree Witch Doctor, Khadgar, Messenger Ravens, Scout Rider, Azure Explorer, 2 Conjurers Calling, Scaleworm, Twilight Drake, Cobalt Spellkin, Dragonmaw Scorcher, Malagos, Aspect of Magic, Dragoncaster, Power of Creation, Caligos, and Mountain Giant. So this is also kind of like a big hand, big minion, very few spells. Yeah. I mean, this is significantly different than what I built, so I can't really judge it. The 2 things I had in mind were Highlander, and also I think it was big spells, like with the Malagos, Power Creation, Dragoncaster, all that stuff, Puzzle Box Yoxeron. So I mean, it's interesting for sure. I think it's actually pretty solid. Off the top of my head, I can't think of anything too much that I would swap. Let me check my list just to see if there's any cards that like come to my mind for this. Yeah. I mean, for that deck, I don't think so, because I mean that's so different than what I've built. I built a Freeze Dragon Mage. And did I build another one, or I was like starting to and I didn't make it? No, I didn't. So I don't think it's that bad. I think this would be fun to mess around with. I'm sure that there's some cards that you can swap and test out and get some better things. But yeah, it's not too bad at all. Let's see. Double Grave Rune. Yeah, not surprising. Alright, so Galakron's Wit. Priest on here. Double Circle of Healing. Disciple of Galakron, Northshire Cleric, Power Word Shield, Injured Tol'vir, Neferset Ritualist, Penance, I don't know why I said, or Wild Pyromancer, Extra Arms, Injured Blade Master, Devoted Maniac, I don't know why there's only one, Fate Weaver, Hench Clan Shade Quill, High Priest Emmet, Mass Hysteria, Shield of Galakron, Time Rip, Kronk's Dragonhoof, and Galakron, obviously. Instantly my thought is, why the hell do you only have 1 Devoted Maniac? You really want to at least bare minimum get Fate Weaver to work if you're running it, and you get a free minion in your hand, so why not? Secondly, if you're building it this way, you're doing the damaged minion route. I feel like personally, the only thing is, I feel like you're kind of like lacking on damage here. Like, what are you killing with? You're just stalling the game out as long as you can, pretty much. I mean, there's no inner fire, nothing like that. No real big boys. You're not resurrecting really much of anything. So, I mean, I think it's a solid list. I think there's just a few things I would swap out. So if I look at mine, right, I have Galakron Priest. Let me see what I have here. So I went with, like, Damaged Stegatron, the 6-mana 5/12 mech that, you know, damages itself by 6, because that's also a big boy that can get healed up. I have the Injured Blade Masters, the Northshire Cleric, Circle of Healing, all that stuff also. I went with Envoy of Lazul, just for like an early game guy. Obviously, Injured Tol'vir is not bad also for it. I also threw in the Mind Flayer, Carij, who's the new 3-mana 3/3 Battlecry, choose an enemy minion and summon a new copy of it for the Death Rattle. Just because possibly you can get something, you know, Death Rattle. And then I also threw in the Morozond, the Infinite Dragon, the new 8/8 with battlecry play all cards your opponent played last turn. I think those are cards that you can possibly, you know, build up, and those could be like finishers where I don't know too much about this. It's like a solid list, but it's very like you're slowly chipping away at them, right? I mean, maybe extra arms adds that little extra punch, but overall, I'm not 100% sold. Maybe you throw in like a Divine Spirit Inner Fire combo or something in here. That would be my only. I mean, because I'm sure you could stick something to stay, and it'll work out. But anyways, that's those are all the cards. So, and all the decks. I mean, I am pretty excited about this. So very soon. Now I might actually do my pack opening for these 103 packs. See what I get, and that'll depend on if I maybe pre-order the other one, which I shouldn't, but maybe I will. So I'm gonna stop the stream here so then we can upload this section to YouTube and then restart it for the possible pack opening. So we'll see you guys around.